Hey girls, Maria Menounos here, author of the Every Girl's Guide to Life. Want to know my best tips and secrets for organization, travel, weight loss, beauty, fashion, and everything else in between? Go to bing.com/Maria and pick up my new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for men of a certain age. Tonight's host is John Comerford. Joining John will be AFTERBUZZ co-hosts Tamara, Berg, and Phil Svitek. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest men of a certain age news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off, and the buzz continues, John Comerford.
All right, well, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us for another AFTERBUZZ of Men of a Certain Age. I am joined in the studio, as you heard, by Tamara Berg, Phil Svitek, and also we have with us today, thankfully, Randy Subarsky and Molly Subarsky. So
special guests.
That's right, very special guests. We're very happy to have you in the studio. Thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Good, thank you. Oh, now we will be. Let's just do a real quick recap, and then we'll get into it. We got to see Joe continue his foray into the gambling world, albeit from the bookie side, so this will be interesting how that plays out. We also got to see Terry and Aaron continue their courtship, and I say courtship because at some point they do look like teenagers. And then Owen continues his working as the...
attempt to assimilate.
Exactly, tried to be the boss of his father's dealership. So first of all, the first thing I want to get out right away.
Well, I have a question, John.
All right, go right ahead.
This is supposed to be men of a certain age. Last week we allowed a girl in, and now this week, rather than have the host that we were supposed to have, who apparently have doctor's notes, we have more females joining us. What happened to my boys' club?
Phil always wanted the show to be a boys' club, and I said, no, we need the female perspective on this. We have the male perspective in the show. We need the female perspective to balance.
Too much testosterone.
There you go. Thank you very much. So now, Randy, you've mentioned that you've actually seen this show a few times, or perhaps parts of it.
Parts of it, yeah.
So you never saw the
first time I've seen a complete show.
So give us your overall impression right away from this show.
I looked at this show and I said, 20 years ago, this would have been women playing these roles. These were all men feeling and having emotions and thinking and talking and stressing and identifying with each other and pulling together. And all that stuff is what women used to do. And I think it's great that now men...
They're showing the other side of it.
So
exactly.
It's great then that men are becoming women. Is that?
I'm all for that.
No, we're
You're
just being able to see them now, because they've always been doing these things, or some version of these things, I think. But now we're getting to actually hear them and see them, and you know, networks, at least TNT, isn't embarrassed to show it.
And Molly, now you've never seen this at all, have you?
I have not.
And what did you say as soon as you saw it? That's right. You said
I'm hooked.
I'm hooked.
I'm my new obsession, new favorite show.
And what was it? What do you have any feeling about what hooked you? What was it?
Well, I like seeing. Well, first of all, I love Ray Romano.
Yeah, don't you?
And Everybody Loves Raymond is one of my favorite shows to watch also. So I love seeing him kind of I always saw him on TV as kind of just comical, kind of like, I like seeing him in more of a serious role where he even though he added his comedy to that serious role. Yeah. And I found the show very refreshing, very real life, things that would happen, I think everyone could really relate to it in a way that was, it was just refreshing to watch.
Now, see, she can relate to it, Phil. You were saying last week you can't relate.
Phil.
I am not a man of a certain age.
But you can't identify? Because I don't really think it has much to do with... Sometimes it has something to do with the age.
Okay,
but it's really
remember,
just...
For sure.
Last week I said Joe's goal in life is to wake up and not make a decision. That's not what I wake up. And my decision is, how many decisions do I have to make? And I don't know. Does that make sense?
Do you know anybody like that?
that doesn't want. I know plenty of people that don't want to make decisions.
No, but like these. Oh, okay. So, go ahead, continue.
What? That was
no, that was right.
No, I mean, of course, it's human nature to take the least minimal action deemed sufficient from their point of view in order to accomplish what they need. And
you think he just takes it to the nth degree. I don't want to make
yes.
any decisions.
Ever.
Exactly.
Ever.
So.
All right, well, let's break down the show as we saw it.
And me, I've seen a couple episodes.
Yes, I beg your pardon.
But
you've
just
already
needed to bring that up because
haven't you already done one of these?
No, this is the first
I
time.
haven't done this show either. No, so I haven't done this show. I haven't watched this show very much, and I haven't done
And
this.
so then, what was your overall impression?
Well, I love the synergy, for lack of a better word, between the three main characters. I think they all have different perspectives. I find them all very humorous too. I just love that about it. It's pretty much a drama, but I find it funny.
But aren't you glad there's no laugh track?
Oh my God!
Isn't that
Yes.
great? Oh God, it's the best part. We can do the laughing.
Just laugh on your own.
The days of the laugh track are gone.
Absolutely.
So
we start out. We see Joe, and he meets up. He has to do a pickup again for Manfro, his bookie buddy. And what happens? Of course, the bookie says. I'm sorry. The client says that there's somebody else who wants to lay a bet, and of course. Classic.
He tries to walk away.
But I think so far in every episode I've seen, there's been a scene where Joe has been leaving and something has stopped him and he's turned back in and said, what? So it's like, I swear to God, he's like Columbo. Exactly. I swear to God. Thank you for remembering that. And by the way, just unfortunate news that Peter Falk actually passed away today. So we want to fabulous actor who portrayed Columbo. Yeah, it just happened today. So in honor of him, we want to give a nod out to his family.
Buy a trench coat. No.
Buy a trench coat. Exactly.
Sorry.
No, okay. So he played Columbo, and I think this is his homage to Columbo. So good for that. But yeah, so the first thing he does is there's a client. He's close. He's down there in Ventura, and of course Joe wants to have nothing to do with this. He leaves, and I don't know. You didn't know this because you probably haven't seen it enough, but I know as soon as he's walking out the door, he's coming back in. I know he's coming back in. Oh yeah, because they've done
it. Do you like that? Do you like that?
Because
depend on that?
It's like a punchline every time he walks out.
I swear to God, it's like the frog and the scorpion on his back. He just can't help himself. He wants to go. He knows he should go. I can't. Whoa, where's that guy? He just can't.
By the way, I wish they. I mean, I can imagine the scene that him walking out slow as can be.
Yeah.
He's probably checking the phone, checking the watch.
Yeah.
Kind of doing the key in the car.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what he does.
It's a little Woody Allen, too.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a little. He's got this angst all over it.
It's an Italian Woody Allen, maybe.
Yeah.
Italian Woody Allen.
I almost find it like a little hard to breathe when I'm like watching him. Like he seems so on edge that I feel on
He's
edge.
got all this anxiety.
And I'm just like, I'm not breathing full breaths right now.
But the great thing is it's across the board. If you told him like, hey, Joe, today we don't want pizza for dinner.
Right.
Yeah, that really messes things up.
I don't know if I can handle it. I don't.
Permanently confused.
Exactly. What do I do with that information? Where do I put that? I'm not exactly sure. So of course he agrees. Okay. Where's that guy? And here he goes, getting deeper. Can't get away from gambling. He's no longer making his own bets, but he's accepting other people's bets. So really, how is that any different?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
This is season 2,
yeah.
Right? Did we ever see him active with his gambling problem?
Yes, completely.
That was
he was having all kinds of problems with it. Yeah,
so he's
now
only been sober,
one of the things
or whatever
that
they would call it.
Caused problems with his marriage, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So.
But I think it's so clever that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, please feel free.
I think it's just so clever that he got brought back into it for the greater good.
Right.
Because he's helping a friend.
Exactly.
Right.
Who's got
that's how he's
cancer.
rationalized it.
Good guy,
Right.
Joe.
And that's exactly how he got in there. Originally, Manfro, who's the gentleman who's having chemo, said, hey, could you do a pickup for me? I can't do it because I have chemo. And Joe did the exact same. No, I really can't. I can't. Okay,
maybe
where do you? Is it on the way?
Where on Ventura?
So he exactly. It's exactly what he. Every single episode they manage to have that, so you can see him doing that.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to move on to Owen because the first thing that happens in Owen is that he's reading comment cards, and this is where. And it's interesting that who he's seeing the comment cards with, and I don't remember the character's name. It's the older gentleman in the. Did anybody catch his name?
No.
Okay. And what is his comment about the comment cards is that they all suck, and that what Owen should do is put in nanny cams, for lack of a better term, secret cameras in the cars, and
Spy cams, yeah.
but that would end up being his downfall too. I mean, he suggested it.
Right.
But he figures
he's
clear on the whole customer service deal.
I forgot.
Right.
He's a man past a certain age. Is that it?
Exactly. You get forgetful.
So I thought I would
But is
have.
that ethical? I mean,
I was thinking that too. Is it legal even?
Sure, why not? There's nothing that says you can't do that.
There isn't?
But, yeah, because it's not. You're not doing it. You're not taking it to court. You're not. What are you doing with it? It's just the cameras in your car.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're putting it in the bathroom. You know,
we can't do it in the bathroom. I think.
No, you can't.
No,
that's what I'm saying. So he's not doing that. He's not invading actual.
So there's
there's no expectation of privacy.
Thank you. That was exactly what I was going to say.
In a car.
But ethically, forget the law. I mean, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great if when they were having their conversations, we turned around and there was a camera on them?
Interesting.
I mean, how would they feel about that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they'd hate it. But now if you're the owner of a company and you know your guys are slacking off, don't you have a right to use whatever tool possible to try to?
You know what my feeling is, and I felt this way about the nanny cam. If you don't trust them enough that you want to put a camera on them, then something's wrong and you should get rid of them.
You shouldn't have hired them in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on that?
Clearly, you're going.
By the way, there's a camera on you right now. We said it wasn't on. It is on. That one right there. And that one right there. And that one right there. Smile and say
You guys
hi.
are kidding, right?
Yeah.
So moving on.
That was scary.
So they're gonna do the nanny cams in the car. So we set that up. We laid that in nicely. That was easy. So great. And it was just. I love the way it comes back to haunt the guy. And then, of course, the other thing that laid in really easy was the candy delivery with Carlos. First of all, is Carlos the cutest guy?
Oh,
He is.
He's the sweetest guy.
His face is just
So
so
interesting.
Exactly.
And I've never seen him before. Don't you love that they didn't use just the typical
Yeah.
character actor,
who's
you
all
know,
the time.
rent a character? Here's somebody who I kind of think maybe was just an ordinary guy, and they said, you got to be on camera.
Yeah, I mean,
you've
whoever
got a
cast
face,
him,
yeah.
Love that.
I don't even think was he ever an actor in anything else? Because this
We
guy
should
looks
find
like
out.
just
Let's
some
look him
guy
up. Let's Google this
that they
guy.
found out. Jesse, maybe you can find that out for us. I don't know if you're able to, but we'll see. Hopefully,
Unfortunately, do we have Carlos? Just Carlos, right?
Carlos is his character.
Yeah,
name.
that's his character name, Jess.
But I just love the way they laid it in, you know, and he asked for a key, which because like you were saying how Molly was saying how awkward Joe is.
Yeah.
He's so awkward around Carlos. He's so afraid to say the wrong thing. He doesn't want to offend the guy, but and here he is asking for a key, and just see the look on Joe's face, like, oh, how do I get out of that? No, I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. Of course. Every time I see Joe, I get awkward because I just know he's uncomfortable in his own skin.
An hour of awkwardness. That really was.
Exactly.
It's the theme.
In a good way.
Good way. Now, where do we go from there? Oh, what does Joe do? He looks up the betting line because he's decided he's going to take the bet, and he goes to the guy and the guy in Ventura, and he takes the bet. It seems innocuous at first, saying no problems, grabs the look for the guy, and there we go. We're off to the races because now he's going to,
so to speak.
Thank you. I don't know what the betting line is on that. Yeah. And then right after that, we finally get our first chance at the diner, which I love this diner because they keep going back to it. It's a great place, great scene for these guys.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, isn't it?
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. It's monks.
Love Seinfeld.
But we finally realize that, when Terry and Aaron finally come in, this is when we finally get to see Laura's the waitress who Terry had dated, for those of you who hadn't seen that scene.
I liked her.
You liked the waitress?
I liked that whole, she was just rude to everyone. Every time you knew it was going to be funny when they would, raise their hand. And he was like, my mom said during it, good luck, because she wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, so nice, because and it's great that she doesn't say a word about it, because I thought for sure she'd just go all, get up in Terry's grill about the whole thing, but hasn't said a word about anything.
Sometimes not speaking.
Awesome, passive aggressive.
Exactly, very passive girl.
Yes.
You want water? No.
Yeah. And of course, we have this interesting guy talk on the table about, hey, well, why'd you bring the girl here? Because now I can't be open and free about what I want to talk about.
Well, I liked how you said, a couple episodes, whether it was, I forget it was if you or Steve, but the fact that it's kind of like a therapy session for them.
This is their therapy session. This is where their guys go.
Yeah. And just like with this podcast, this was supposed to be an all guys club.
For you. I never said that.
Phil's not feeling us.
Yeah, no, see? Let's get it on the table
Girls
here.
have got to stick together.
Are you worried?
How do you really feel, Phil?
Yeah. Do you need to talk about your scrotum as well, and you feel you can't now in front of these young ladies? Is that what the problem is?
We already, Steve's gone because of this.
I know, that's right. We started with 3 guys, and we're down to 2. We have 3
is
women.
that telling you something?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have our special psychiatric facilities elsewhere at the wine bar or something. What do we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find something. So, this is nice. So Terry, as they're talking about it, with Laura not serving them or taking care of them like she used to, what does he say? His class, the line which for me is about the show for him. He says, "We never define things."
Yeah.
Was it classic guy line? We never defined, especially a 50-year-old. You know, he's a ladies' man, or he has been. He's dated a lot of gals.
Yeah.
So, and of course that's going to come back to haunt him as well. So we got those all laid in, which is nice. So back to Owen, and we get to see the wife check out the nanny cam. This is where you get to see everybody. Now I thought this was hysterical. For me, this was great. The guy pulling off his shoes in a car.
Oh my God. Oh, I like the guy that was playing the soundtrack that he was trying to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was very funny.
Guy checking him, vanity mirrors.
Right.
Not a word, just checking himself out. Beautiful. Yeah. So
Looking
okay.
good.
Now, anybody ever caught like that in the store with a horrible clerk? Come on.
I feel like there's.
When you just kicked him out of the car, would you say, "That's it, I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else"? No, nobody.
I don't know.
I would have.
Can't say.
They're so appropriate usually. I'm trying to think.
Well, I guess we've never had that experience. I would have kicked him out. I would have just said, "Get out! Take your shoes off."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I said, "No way. That is not going to happen."
But I feel like, I mean, all right, right? What's the Canadian Hidden Cam, right? The comedy show or whatever it's called, whatever,
I don't
right?
know. Okay, Candid Camera. Okay, sure.
And so the whole point is of those kind of comedy shows where someone does something totally unexpected, and then people are just so out of their element they don't know how to respond.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so like if you have a car salesman that's taking off his shoes, you're put into the awkward position.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, what do I do?
But aren't you looking
and
for the
roles
camera
are
at that
reversed.
point? If somebody's doing that, if somebody's that inappropriate, aren't you looking around and going, well, okay, I've got to be on a
over the
TV
top.
show.
Yeah, there
this
must
is
be something
crazy.
happening.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
That
if you
can't
say
be
that
real.
and you're not, then it's even worse.
No, because then they're on notice going, you're being a fool, and I think we're being on camera because you're so inappropriate.
That's how much you're a fool. Yeah.
What were those guys thinking when he was going through the litany of things that you shouldn't do?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Yeah, the looks was like, okay.
That was a great scene.
Yeah, it was a
how
great
he was
scene.
naming everything that everyone did.
And I love the way he started it. It's hypothetical.
Things I just came up with
Yeah,
off the top
couple
of my
of do's
head,
and don'ts.
AKA everything that all of you guys did. I'm gonna ball you out for under the radar.
Yeah, maybe not take your shoes off. It's just a thought.
I mean, I think he really stepped up as a boss.
You think so?
I thought
that's true.
when he
It was the
opened
first
up
time.
the whole speech, I thought he was going to be like, okay, let's try for some professionalism. It's
so
like this.
I just thought that.
Oh, I'm glad I'm sitting on this side of the table.
Yes, John just took his
Ditto.
show off.
New girl here.
But yeah, I thought it was going to be like, okay, let's try to keep it clean.
And it was effective. And what did the I'm sorry, I can't remember the guy's name. The older guy says, now they're on notice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so he's aware of what's going on, and he's still.
He just forgot. He's man of a certain
overage.
No,
I'm not buying that thing, man of a certain age.
It's interesting though. I knew somebody who found somebody who was stealing from them in the appliance business, and they found out that this guy was stealing a lot of stuff from them. And the owner of the business said, "You know what? He's our biggest seller. He keeps the business going. He, leaps and bounds over any other salesman.
Right.
How much does he steal? He steals about $2,000 a month." But he makes so much more of that than that for us. So they just let it go.
So that makes
It's
it
the price
okay.
of doing business with him.
That's right.
It's his bonus.
Interesting.
Exactly. Well, like this was what this guy said.
Wow.
Wasn't that interesting how he responded? I thought to myself, how do you respond when that somebody faces you with that?
With that information that happened.
We caught you stealing.
Yeah,
We
you
saw
stealing,
this.
yeah.
I mean, we caught you taking your shoes
Wasn't
off.
that
is
a
one
great
thing.
scene?
It's a great scene. And I loved the father and son.
Oh my God, it was a great
connection
scene. I just thought. I mean, first of all, I felt horrible for that guy.
Me
I did too.
I mean, it just felt horrible. And I just first of all, because he's an older gentleman, and that just.
Yeah,
This gets me. Doesn't it get you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
It does.
Why? Is she an
yes.
older gentleman?
No.
I have a thing for. I have a soft spot in my heart for the older generation for sure.
John,
for sure.
it's kind of interesting because I know you're no.
Here it comes.
No nonsense kind of guy.
Yeah.
And the guy was stealing. That's no nonsense.
I'm not saying that he didn't do the right thing. It's just I felt horrible for him when it was happening.
Would you feel horrible if he was stealing from you?
Oh yeah. But if it was somebody I knew and working for me for 30 years,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there was anybody that was. Nobody had a good moment there. Not that you would expect one, but everybody. That's a horrible.
It was bad for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to lose a friend for 30 years. And the guy did it for what reason? For a couple of $100 extra bucks?
Yeah.
I mean, he even said, it was stupid, I'll pay it back, everything he could think of it, but it's done.
You know who else I felt terrible for? The guy in the electronics store.
Oh, yeah, the meltdown he had.
I was just thinking that.
Right?
And then I thought about how Joe just said, it's okay, and walked out.
But you know why?
Well, what do you think?
No.
Because his wife went and left him and took the kids, too. And he felt for him. He identified with him.
I think there were two things that were happening there. I completely agree with you on that. I also think at some point he realized, wait a minute, I can't do this. I can't be that guy, that bookie. Yeah, I can't be the guy that doesn't care.
That says I'm going to kill you.
Right.
Exactly. I can't do this.
Him. That's why I was kind of confused with him having that job, because usually, you know, when you see bookies, you know, in movies or even in, you know, the college atmosphere, which I've seen also, they're all very big and grumpy, and you know that if you're going to, you know, mess up, they're either going to kill you or kill your friends and everyone you know. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
He's a kinder,
how he kind of
gentler
played
bookie.
that.
Yeah, he loved the action of being in the gambling world where I don't have to place the bet, so I'm not really gambling. And that's how he rationalized it. And then he realized, wait a minute, there's a little bit more to this. So I think he absolutely saw himself in that. That was my life. And I couldn't stand being on that side. And I can't stand being on this side even more. How do you do that to a guy?
Again.
Exactly. Again, yeah. It's like
not breathing.
Yeah.
Not breathing.
And the whole idea with Michelle, Michelle was excited by that. That was a turn on for her that he was.
Yeah, can we just call him Vegas for the rest of the show?
Yeah, he calls him Vegas.
Anything except
She was way too much for me. That was uncomfortable. Like that whole thing.
I wanted Carlos to just say, you know, get out of here.
Yeah, bingo.
Really.
But I mean,
like,
bingo.
I'm leaving tomorrow. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Bye.
So she just completely
I was really turned off by her.
Yeah.
I was not feeling her character at all. By Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was just like.
I don't like desperate women.
Yeah, like I just
desperate. She just knew what she wanted.
She was animalistic.
No,
I thought.
Nothing. Animalistic.
Animalistic. Okay. Sorry, Michelle. If she ever sees me saying this.
What's her story? Because she obviously lives out of town. How far out of town? How long have they been dating? Is it
they've been seeing each other maybe 6 months. It's not defined. But whenever she comes into town, they go out.
And she always appears randomly.
Yeah. And I love her character. I'll tell you why I love her character. Just because it makes him so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then again, it's the same thing with the gambling. He's so uncomfortable with her, but can't avoid her because he's drawn to her for other reasons.
Is she the one he was having Skype sex with?
Yes.
Oh,
I would have loved to have seen that.
That was very funny.
About uncomfortable.
The beginning
on the computer.
The video chat.
Yeah, video chat.
That was so awkward because they got like disconnected. It's weird because that happens before. I remember saying out loud when we were watching it, you know, this is really awkward.
Yeah.
And it happens. It's like someone says something, then someone's off a beat, and so they're responding to what you said 10 seconds before.
Oh, yes.
And then you get in like this weird like flow. Things get really
messed
up.
A different rhythm.
That's what I'm saying. Their whole relationship is that.
Is
you
that
just
video
saw
chat.
It exactly.
Yes.
She's like, and he's.
I know that you're there. Do you hear me? I'm here. The camera's not working.
And what I love his last line. Just call
Right.
How many times have I said that?
Yeah, John goes,
John is all about phone calls.
That's right. Just call.
Yeah,
just call.
You know what, John? Why don't you have a signal though? You know what? That my personal complaint to you. You say you just call me, and every time I try to call you, it's like, oh no.
The only place I don't have a signal is here.
Everyone else does.
Yeah. Well.
I've been working on that, Phil, and I'll continue to work on it. I promise.
Technology definitely played a part in this whole show.
Yeah,
about Michelle and the Skyping, and then of course
Absolutely.
the nanny cam. You know, changing everybody's life, and then the guy was an electronics guy. I mean, everything seems to be coming out of technology.
So they're pulling their metaphors from somewhere. Nicely done. Nicely done. Yeah, I really liked that scene. I'm gonna go back to the scene real quick with the old guy getting fired and stuff like that. And I just liked I love the way Andre Braugher was handling his little moments there with saying, look, saying things like, that's just not good enough.
It's not enough.
And then they just let the moment sit. They just let it be uncomfortable, painful. And then just the dad just feeling all that. The one thing that bothered me is when the other gentleman finally left and they were on the father, I hated being so close and the shaky cam. I couldn't see him, and I just felt that was the only time that shaky cam bothered me.
Well, I was wondering what was going on there. You know, he was shaking.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I thought maybe there was something wrong with him because I hadn't really seen the show, so I thought maybe he had some sort of. Also, he told the son, you know, you do it, you fire him, and then he kind of butted in, stood up, and was like, get out.
And blew
and
up.
I don't know about you guys, I wasn't expecting that at all.
No.
So I just was kind of like, really
But I
shocked.
like that because I think when he was giving his son the advice, he was really giving himself the advice.
Absolutely.
You know, do the proper thing, HR, don't do it in public
Exactly.
crime.
Right.
Just do it right, do it right.
Don't
Sets it
embarrass
all up,
him.
the son is handling it well, and then he goes bonkers.
Exactly.
It's so typical.
And speaking to that, another thing, another metaphor. Okay, so he's telling his son how to handle it. He's really talking to himself. Joe in the diner, when he's talking to Andre about being the boss and you can't let that go, he's talking to himself because he let the other guy not pay. So he's
Right.
talking to himself. You got to be the
Absolutely,
boss.
he was.
So there was another time we saw that theme running through here. So I thought that
Basically,
was
take your own
interesting.
advice.
Exactly, we saw that a lot.
Yeah.
And the other thing with Michelle, the awkwardness there at the end, when I was thinking that Joe, not only did he look at the guy in the radio store that was me, but I can't be this bookie. When Michelle video chats him at the end saying, "Hey Vegas, who did you
Shake down
today?" I think he finally realized I can't be that guy,
Yeah.
and that's why he didn't. He just shut it down. He can't be that guy. He just can't do it. And what would he rather be doing is making a pizza and being dad with his kid.
Well,
Great
that's the
ending
only
scene
time
there.
that he's comfortable when you looked at it.
Yeah.
The only
The
time he
only
wasn't
time.
awkward was with those kids. You didn't even need sound. It
Yeah.
was just them. And you could have just...
And you see him fighting it the entire time. He just can't allow himself to just be that. He's always...
Is that common for men?
Well, yeah, there's always... Well, not for young men like this, but for older men
Men of a
like
certain
myself.
age.
Yeah, because you're yeah, there's things you want to be. There's things that society wants you to be. I'm sure it's the same thing with women. I mean, there's always tons of these.
But I think there's also an element of that to people. I'm not just going to generalize with men. People of any age, because when you're younger, you're concerned about what will people think about me, and that becomes your motivation about how am I going to appear to the world, and so in that sense, younger people tend to not live their truth, for lack of a better word.
Well, Joe, for instance, really wants to be the golfer. What is he doing? His business is, candy,
Parties,
and party
supplies,
store, and stuff like that. So he's not feeling like he's really living up to his potential or what he wants to be doing. And so all these little forays into these little areas are trying to feed something, fulfill him in some way that he's not doing. So that's what's happening for him anyway. So, I mean, who can't relate to
I
that?
do think it has a bit to do with their age, though, because I think at a certain age, there's that moment of, is this all there is?
Right.
Yeah.
Is this it?
All right.
This is what I'm going to do now? I'm going to be selling broken candies?
Yeah, exactly. And yet, what is he doing? He's providing for his family. He's giving them a life. He's these kids are going to go to college. I mean, these are the things that he's, as a dad, as a man, these are the things that we, as society, we say, you should be doing these things. And he's doing them well. I mean, even though they got a divorce and everything, but his relationship with his children is good. It's good. And he, but that doesn't seem to be enough.
He needs his mother from the other show to tell him all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where's Doris?
Doris Roberts, here I come.
We need Doris.
All right. Well, what was the? Oh, okay. So we have to talk about Terry and Aaron.
I was wondering when we're going to get to
Sorry.
talk to that
So
at
in the
all.
beginning of the show, we see them kind of heading towards domestic bliss. You see them in the home a lot. Having dinner together. Everything's going well. He's gonna. He made dinner for her even the next morning.
Conveniently brought an extra suit.
Yes,
and a toothbrush.
Very presumptuous, but done in a nice way. Yeah, of course it worked. So, and the next morning,
right from the very beginning of that, we were both sitting back going, "What's going on?" That was uncomfortable already.
Which part?
From I have a
wasn't domestic
toothbrush.
bliss.
That wasn't.
No. But him making dinner for her, she seemed happy, really good.
He seemed a little desperate to me.
Really.
Another desperate character.
He should hook up with Michelle.
Yeah, the two of them would explode.
Okay, but you guys were reading his desperation for it, and I agree with you that there was some desperation, but you guys were. It seemed like you were reading it a different reason. I think he wasn't desperate to hook up with her, or desperate. He's desperate to try to make it work.
Connect.
Yes.
Right.
But so
And
desperation
to be with
is what
someone.
you wrote.
I also think I also saw that he really did care for her. I saw that too. Aside from
But
the
out of sync
desperation.
with her again,
Out of
because
sync,
she
yeah.
was, they
Different
resolved it
rhythms.
in the end, but they were definitely out of sync at this point.
completely.
Here's the thing.
his best-
He's putting all of his hopes in her.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, this is
Bad idea, right?
All eggs in
Phil?
I
one
believe so.
basket.
Why?
I mean,
and why?
because in a lot of ways, I mean, she
No.
may not be the one, and despite his age, that just may be the truth. And it's never good when you try to think of someone as more than they really are. Just let them be who they are.
Do you mean someone, or you mean girls?
Okay, Tammy.
Because why, John?
Dames is trouble, that's why.
Dames is trouble.
That's right.
But also, the best line was when she said, "Take it slow," and he said, "I used to take it slow.
Exactly.
It never got me anywhere."
Yeah.
And I would have run in the other direction.
Really? Because he's just taking
Too
too
much.
fast?
Then came the ultimatum.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Let's define.
I for a second there, when it was happening, I'm going, God, please don't ask her to marry you. I really thought they were going to go that far. Because he's 50. He's 50, and he's desperate. And I thought for sure they were going to go that far, but.
Well, but we also have a little bit of knowledge of Terry over the course of a season and a half now. He's been the inappropriate aging player, always dating one time or 3 times and then moving on to the next gal and sex for lunch.
But you would have run
that.
in the opposite direction. Molly, you
run for the hills, as I
run
learned from my parents growing up.
Too much.
Too much, too fast.
If it's there,
yeah.
It's better to wait for it and tease it out a little.
So it wouldn't have you wouldn't have felt it was romantic at all that he wanted to throw caution to the wind.
Nah.
No.
A tad. I'm gonna go with a tad on that.
The
a little
surprise
bit.
dinner thing stuff was a little.
But what about the fact that they did know each other for a while before this, broke up.
Oh, did they see? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because she left him. Didn't she?
She left
him.
They've known each other for years. They've been dating. She got scared, ran away, and this is the first one he's really ever loved.
Does that change
What's different
it?
about her? What took him off? Because from what you're saying, he was the big playboy.
Yeah.
What made him just throw in the towel and say this is the one? Do we know?
I don't think there's one specific thing. There's a confluence of events there. He's turning 50, so there's that. Every other woman, I think he's seeing his age through their eyes. Mm-hmm. So I think that stopped him from looking at it where he never thought of it.
He's also doing a job. Working for Owen was not his dream, but he's actually quite good at it.
He's an actor. He was an actor,
and he's given up that.
And has given that up.
But he's using his acting talents to sell.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's quite good at it.
And so I think it's a combination of all those things. And again, I think he's putting a lot of hope in her.
Yeah, absolutely. But so do you think she was stupid to agree to it?
Well, I was just going to say or ask everyone's opinions on, I couldn't really get a read on how she felt about him.
Right.
I felt that it was more obvious how he felt about her. Mm-hmm. She was a little bit like, okay, sure, like I'll meet you for coffee, like sure. Just kind of like, I didn't see any, like I'm dying to be with you. I want to be with you. You're the one for me. Mm-hmm. So she was just kind of like, okay.
And why doesn't he see that is what I'm asking. If we can see that.
Right.
Here's the thing. What's interesting is that last week, she's now stayed with him despite the fact that he was dating a girl that was pretty much 20 years old.
Yeah.
And this was only last episode. And then, as he's sort of getting back with Aaron, the 20-year-old girl storms a baseball field as they're playing baseball and screams that he's an asshole. Oh. And so Aaron sees all this and she decides to stay with him.
That makes her fall in love with him.
So the fact that she stayed...
Girls like assholes.
I guess so.
Can I say asshole in here?
Yes, you can. Okay. Well, you just did. So.
You just did.
Cut her mic. Cut her mic.
Bleep it, Jesse.
We're skipping a very important part here.
Okay, go ahead.
Incontinence.
Oh, right. I was going to skip over the whole thing.
They should have had a little more fun with that?
Yeah, you'd think they would have.
I mean, they played it so seriously.
Well, I loved your out idea, which was...
Yes, go ahead.
She should have peed in the bushes.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, staying in the car and saying, I gotta go, so get out of the car and go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if it's in the gutter, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You do not want to pee your pants.
And how many women haven't done that anyway? Just
peed in the gutter?
Yes. Come on, there
sure.
you go.
Welcome to college, guys.
There you go.
Welcome to sleep outs and everything.
Yeah, I think the only reason why she peed her pants is just so they could pay off the thing about having
him
a car.
borrowing his pants.
Yeah, suit in the car.
Which
who's wearing the pants in that relationship?
But then we should have been able to see what she looked like in them, really.
Yeah, it would have been nice if you had done
I like the way they set it up with the lock not working early on the show and then the whole thing. And,
That's what
I didn't even realize
that. Yes, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. In terms of domestic bliss, that's what I was actually referring to.
Right.
Yeah.
He fed the cat.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little too much, and then I realized why.
Yeah, so they were laying that in.
Fixing that.
Exactly. So he's trying to make it work. He's being desperate as he is. He's trying to be the right guy.
But I think they could have had more fun with that. That could have been a bonding moment. She could have fallen in love with him over that.
Yeah.
I mean, any guy who'll put up with you peeing in your pants like that.
Or guard you from, people seeing you pee in the gutter.
That's all it would have taken? That was it?
That's it.
Why'd I buy a ring?
No. Well, that and a ring.
Forget the candles. It's the depends. Depends.
John, we're getting some bad advice in
this is why we need women in the show. This is good.
Thank you.
I mean, thank God you guys weren't here for my theory on buying women's clothes.
Oh, your theory was hideous. I listened to you guys. I was listening to you live, and
we will revisit this now. Go ahead, Phil.
I should have called in.
No,
listen to this.
Let's hear the right. Let's hear the correct.
No. Wait a minute.
Offer your theory first.
Phil, you offer your theory.
No. I.
Come on, own it. You did it. Own it.
No, because I don't own that theory anymore.
You brought it up. Let's go. Come on, let the ladies hear it.
So you sold it to someone?
Theory.
My former theory, and this was actually passed down to me by
no caveats. Just say it.
So when you're buying clothes for women, even though they're skinny, get 2 sizes smaller, so they're like, "Aw."
It's a great idea.
You think I'm that tiny?
You think that's a great idea? You think that's a great idea?
I love that. So sweet.
Okay.
Wait.
Now here's the flip side of that. Now the woman has to realize I can't fit into these. So
I'm too fat for that. I can't wear that.
Then you feel bad about yourself because you put it on and you're like,
no, I won't model it for you now
here.
because I can't zip it up. Oh, and I have to go
That's
through the
awkward.
humiliation of
No,
returning it
that's
and getting a
awkward.
bigger size.
Don't forget a gift receipt. You got to put a gift receipt.
Which they never do.
We're just going to do gift cards. Here you
also
go.
look so stupid you don't know her size.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
haven't you known me long
Bad
enough?
idea.
Like, aren't we on the same page? No, you're on this
so
page.
we're on the gift card program. You put a nice amount on the gift card. There you go. Go out with your girls. Have a fun.
Or you just know.
With the gift card, have the token thoughtful gift that has no size on it. Like, a cashmere scarf or whatever. A necklace, exactly. A pair of earrings.
One size fits all.
The token pretty thing, and then the big gift card.
How about Spanx? Are those good?
That's a great idea, John.
That's
Spanx, 2 sizes too small.
Worst idea of all time.
I have each a pair for my
awesome.
And depends.
Sweet.
So that we can handle the whole.
There was a company that sold condoms in all shapes and all shapes.
Small, medium, and large.
Racy there, Mom.
They only sold them in extra large. That was the only size. No one ever wanted any other sizes. Everyone just wanted extra large.
Who's going to admit that they need a small?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so let's just turn that one around.
Okay.
Sorry, I bought you some condoms in extra small.
Yeah, right. How would that be?
How about that, Phil?
That's not fun.
Along with your little
One Tammy, 0 Phil.
Jesse is laughing from the booth.
He is. I think he fell off his chair.
I think that throws your theory right out the
really
window.
does.
Okay, that doesn't Tammy.
I feel bad we're ripping on Phil. Tammy just actually beat Phil in a smackdown.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like officially.
Wait. Phil's got a response, please.
Yes.
The response is, this is why, we as guys like to talk, and we kind of, we have stupid ideas, and we need to get them out there so that we don't go through with them because they need to be tabled.
But then in order to get that
that's why we need
you need a woman
here.
there. Exactly.
I guess that expedites the process.
Okay.
Or you'd be going off buying extra smalls for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Andy.
I have just a little bit of information about Carlos.
All right, bring it
We
on.
were talking about him earlier.
Oh, our fave.
He's from Mumbai, India.
Nice.
And his name is actually Shelley Desai. Shelley.
Wow.
Okay, get this. He has 67 film credits on
Oh
IMDb.
my God.
Figure.
He's so
Rent a character, Mom.
He's
a rent a character.
I stand corrected.
Amazing.
So he's
What
worked
his
for
movies done there or here?
Thelma and Louise.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure
Great
that was a
movie.
U.S. film.
He must have been
Toys,
12.
Escape from L.A., The Crow, all kinds of things. I haven't seen anything actually more recent because my phone's not quite working. But yeah,
'Cause you don't get a signal here.
I do, but not very well. So yeah, he's a big surprise, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very
67.
big surprise.
Yeah,
He
67
should be
credits.
doing his own show.
Yeah, we like him on this one.
Wow.
He'd be good to have here.
Shout out to Carlos.
Yeah,
Yes,
we think
very
you're
good.
awesome.
That's
We
terrific.
love you.
Come on,
You're
AfterBuzz.
totally awesome.
That's it. Anybody else got anything we need to say? If we cover everything.
I believe we did.
Can we talk predictions just a little bit?
After the
We're
commercial.
gonna go to a
commercial.
commercial
Oh,
break.
God,
We'll come
I
back
didn't realize
with
that. Okay,
back
bye-bye.
with predictions. Jesse,
Okay,
would you please take us to break?
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
Well, I have a request from now on. After we go from commercial break, I want like old people music. You know that
What would that be?
I don't know. I'd have to do some research, but John might be able to.
Nice.
Old people music. You know, what do you mean, like
How
Otis
old?
Redding, or you mean
Sure.
Mozart? Well, I mean, how?
How old? Yeah,
Exactly.
Educate us, young folk.
70s?
Frank Sinatra?
70s. All right, we're on with
John, you're from the 20s.
I predict next week there'll be one fewer gentleman here.
Don't you love the music in Men of a Certain Age?
Yes, of course.
I love that music.
Yeah, absolutely. We every week we've been talking about how they use it really well.
They do.
Yes, they do.
They use it really well, and I love even the opening theme.
I love it.
It's great. All right, Tammy, you had predictions.
Well, just based on the previews for next week.
Right.
So we were talking about how.
What was that?
That's old people stuff.
Old people. Jesse's giving us some old people music. Thank you, Jesse.
Your predictions.
There
We're
you
going to
go.
have this play in the
That'll
background.
score our predictions. Go ahead, Tammy. You were saying.
Just Joe, you were talking about how Joe's not living his life, and
Right.
you know, and we see him on the links in the next
Yeah.
episode, and talking about going on the PGA tour, right?
Right. Yeah. The senior tour.
The senior tour. Awesome.
50 senior tour.
Oh, there's your Otis Redding.
There it
Nice.
is. Thank you very much.
And a little Bay Area shout out for
That's right.
John and me. So I just think that's going to be fascinating. Maybe we're going to get to see him sort of blossom a little bit and kind of come into his life and
Not that
make
far.
some
I
progress.
don't believe
Yeah,
it.
not gonna happen. I would love to see him be comfortable in his skin, just so I could be comfortable as I watch it. That's not gonna happen.
But I think it would be
screw it up.
fascinating
For the sake
to
of
see
all of
him,
us.
Yeah.
you know, trying but still miserably failing.
Hey,
You know?
Jesse. Just a little bit. I
Great
can barely
song,
have
though.
fun.
Sorry, I forgot
actually
the
know
age range
I know
into
this song. No, I know it. I swear.
All right. Any other predictions? What do you think the physical fight is about?
I have no idea.
It's about the bookie.
It's got to be the bookie, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I love that.
You don't get to just walk out.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not
There's
that
no way
simple.
that storyline is over. I really,
Not that simple.
I really love the part when that like hot girl went up to him. Were we
Yeah.
just talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh, we were. But when he was like, "I need to run this out," and he was like
that's
running.
Yeah, his
Fantasy
fantasy
That was
woman.
amazing.
His fantasy woman. I gotta run this
See
off.
that.
Yeah.
And what about, do you think Terry and Aaron are going to move in together?
Yeah, I do, because we've never seen Terry with a long-term relationship. It's always women that come and go in his life, and so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how he tries to,
You know
walk
what?
that
It'll-
minefield.
I think
It'll
it'll
be
some
interesting.
Good comedy.
There's a lot of shows where, next episode they would already be moved in and they'd already have like some problems, or they'd be
Yeah.
kind of like 3 weeks into it.
Right.
But I think Men of a Certain Age isn't like that, so I think you'll either see her moving in, the next week,
Hopefully,
or
yeah.
or they'll still be discussing it.
Yeah. So that'll
So
be
that's
nice.
mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, Molly, do you think you'll watch it again?
Oh my god, 1,000%.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll be
Randy?
on the next
Definitely.
one
Yeah.
talking
Well,
about
I
it.
already wrote down Wednesday
Yeah.
nights.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
there.
fascinating, isn't it? Good writing, good acting was terrific.
Great
this week.
acting.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yes.
Yeah, they really hit on all cylinders.
Yeah,
I
they
think it's
do.
a great
yeah.
job.
Yeah, and they're really hitting on all cylinders now too. I mean, not that the first ones weren't good, but these things really are rolling along nicely.
And I think people now know what the show is. They believe
Yeah.
in the show, and
Yeah.
it's getting word of mouth.
Do you think more men watch the show or more women? I
Well,
don't know
let
what
me ask you that, you ladies, because it's obviously not just for men at all. I mean, you
I
enjoyed
think it's
it.
more for women.
Well, this kind of reminds me of those action movies that my brother like made me watch while we were growing up,
Right.
and he would always say this certain line to me, like, "There's a really cool girl in it,
Right.
like not in 60 seconds, like
Yeah.
like those movies like where Angelina Jolie is in it or something like that." And that always kind of he convinced me at that point to watch it. But I think that you just have to give it a chance. Like you
Yeah.
look at it and you see a lot of men. Few women, not really, but if you watch the show, I think it definitely could go either way
Well,
for men
isn't
and
it a
women.
good view into the world of men?
Absolutely.
Where you don't always get
And I
to
love
see this?
that.
It's men in touch with their feminine
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
And you guys get to see
Men
it.
have feelings.
Well,
That's
yeah,
right.
not really.
And occasionally they talk about their scrotums.
Yes.
That's
They do
and-
like
My
and
philosophy
often they're
is-
feeling their
John, you know my philosophies.
What's that?
You'll get my sympathies between shit and syphilis of a dictionary.
Oh wow. That was
What a good way to end our program.
Okay, on that note.
That's great.
Beautiful.
Anybody have a better definition? Thank you so much, Phil.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Yes, I tend to get that a lot, by the way.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have Randy and Molly and Tamara with us. We would love to have you guys come back. You certainly brought a lot of interesting opinion and feedback, and I would love to hear it again. So thank you so much.
Which one of you falls out before next week.
Okay. All right, thanks for listening. That's it. We're out.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.